This hand's great. So again, I want to make it clear, I'm not an advocate of playing the 1-1 flyer for 1. This is, in fact, the first time I've done it in this format, and hopefully one of the last. But I mean, if you are going to play it, I guess this is the kind of deck where it might be borderline playable when you have multiple ways of pumping your dude. I mean, I guess, like, you also want to be pretty aggressive, which we're not really. We're more going wide, so it's still a little sketchy here. I'm not gonna lie. All right. Still missing that green source to cast the Warcaller, but this hand looks quite nice. I mean, if we draw the forest anytime in the near future, we're going to be in pretty ridiculous shape. Yeah, we might also just draw a Kitesail Scout. Okay. Might as well attack here. He's tapped out. What do you think, my friend? It's usually correct to block in that situation where I basically can attack no matter what. I mean, the worst case is I have a trick, but, you know, if I have a trick, he's still trading card for card there. He comes out behind on tempo, but it also means, like, he doesn't have to play around it later. One way or another. Like, either he gets it out of my hand, or, you know, now if he doesn't block, he's putting himself in a position where he has to continue to play around it. I mean, if you feel like if he feels like the Great Horn's important enough to his plan, and he has a card in hand that can blow me out for using a trick later, then maybe you don't block. But interesting. Yeah, I think we're just gonna get the 6/6 in play here. I mean, it's tempting to make sure we can Warcaller next turn, but we'll be able to Warcaller eventually, and I imagine it'll be good. So, we'll continue building our army. And we're in a pretty great spot because even lands are very good for us. There are not too many bad draws for us. Something expensive coming down here. Coastal Discovery. All right, that's pretty good. And leaving up colored mana. So the fact that he's tapping the Channeler does. Oh no, he's okay. I guess he could have also just been leaving up mana to cast something if he drew it, or he already had it. But like, yeah, he also might have had something like Gideon's Reproach that we would have wanted to think about. All right. So it's actually interesting here whether we want to pump our team or not. With our trigger, we get an extra damage, or well, 3 damage off the patrol, plus 4 damage off the scout. Or are we better off setting up more creatures for the Warcaller next turn? I mean, we're going to be in pretty excellent shape if we untap with a board next turn. Yeah, I think we're gonna pump here. We get to. I'm pretty sure we're putting a land on top here if we see one, which we should, most likely. See one. Oh, or not. We saw land, but it was a non-basic. Interesting to note, you tend to you tend to want to use Fertile Thicket even if you don't want the land, because you do get information about what you're not gonna draw. Even though it sometimes feels bad when you put your bomb to the bottom, your deck's random anyway, so it feels bad, but it's better to know what's at the bottom of your deck than to not know. You go from having a random deck that you know nothing about to a random deck that you know something about. A little less random of a deck. Pretty unfortunate we didn't hit a land there, because with the land we get to pump our team +4/+4. I mean, we're in good shape either way, I think, but he might regret being super aggressive here. I don't know if it matters, but the more blockers, the better for him, I think. Oh, well, that's not a land, but it does pump our team again, so don't think much can go wrong here. He doesn't even have 3 up for a fog, so I'm pretty sure we just win. We could count to see if this is just lethal by itself, but we're not giving up too much information playing a lookout. We'll do that. It also takes everything out of reproach range as a minor bonus there. And that's very lethal. Alright. On to game 2. So he's white-blue. Well, normally flyers, we didn't really see any flyers, but he probably has them. Usually white-blue is like Awaken and flyers. Not sure we have a particularly great sideboard plan against whatever his deck is here. I mean, it's possible Reclaiming Vines is okay, given he at least has Awaken spells and maybe something like a Dampening Pulse, but might want to wait to see that. And Dampening Pulse isn't even the end-all be-all against us. We have enough ways of pumping our team that we can fight right through it. So I think until we have a bit more info on cards we really care about from our opponent, we can. We saw Tightening Coils too. I just like it's not the most efficient card. I'd rather not board it in without a better reason. Smite the Monstrous. We didn't. Well, so I mean, I guess it kills the 4/4 land after he draws 2. Yeah, we'll keep it in. I think I'd rather have Smite than Reclaiming Vines, even though we've seen more targets for Reclaiming Vines than Smite. This does pick off the targets that really matter. little bit more often. We haven't seen this whole deck yet. Alright, send seems fine. It's got a plan. Plan might be to try to just get a land with Seek the Wilds here, depending on what we draw. It's going to get up to Brood Monitor mana. There are times where you might want to sandbag the Lookout for a trigger later on. I'm not sure this is one of them. Yeah, I mean that's something we can play next turn. I think it's probably greedy to not just grab a land here. Because our hand doesn't really do much until we Brood Monitor here. I mean, I guess taking a 2-drop would make it do something, but it's not something great, so. Likely trade if he attacks there. They'll just stare each other down. Well, there's a flyer. We were pretty sure he had him. He didn't play him last game, but they're always there. Yuck. Alright. It's a lot of extra damage off a land. Man, these lands, the white and the red lands are so freaking good sometimes. I mean, I guess it's less good if it replaces draw. Yeah, we definitely want to play our tapped land here. I'm not actually sure we take a land though. I don't think so. Because we do have I never remember what whatever. I don't think the game's gonna get to that point. Like, you should order them correctly, I guess, but which way, I don't even, I'm not sure which way I have to click them to put them at the top or the bottom of the bottom. I guess the first one you click is the first one it puts on the bottom, so it goes to the top of the bottom. Way too complicated to think about. I'd rather just not. I didn't put it to the top, did I? Alright, well, those flyers might take us down here before we have a chance to really go off. We'll have to see. We're currently dead in 3 attacks, so we get 1 turn with the Warcaller / Inspired Charge. Probably not good enough. Well, we do have Angel, the Angel to draw his potential out. Not sure what else we could draw. Rush of Ice doesn't change the clock that much. Just doesn't let him get an attack in there. If he played a flyer, we were just straight dead. Alright, Angel or Death? Looks like Death. Even if we get in with everybody, I think we still lose. Huh. We could cast both if we don't attack with the Channeler. That's 5 damage per unblocked thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. We still need to get through with all of them. He would have to not block at all, which is just not going to happen. Alright, well, I guess I'd rather just swing out and then scoop, assuming he blocks anything. It's better to use Inspire Charge here, just so he doesn't know. Like, he might do the math thinking only pump 1, but I mean, it's pretty absurd not to make some amount of blocking here. Like, one thing he could be concerned about is a fog from our end. But I mean, he has so many lethal attackers. So 4, 5, 6 plus 6 is not enough, as we expected. Alright, so I mean, being on the draw hurts against the flyer plan. We have a little less time to try to race there. I mean, had we been on the play there, we might have had enough time. Still would have been close. Possible we bring in Gift here over Seek the Wilds. I can get behind that. Just one Gift. Maybe even Smite wants to go. He just did not show his targets. Yeah, I don't hate bringing in 2 Gift here. I don't love it, but yeah, we died with Smite in our hand. I don't like dying with blanks in my hand. Yeah, this has to go. Just too much has to go right. We gotta draw the forest, we gotta draw a payoff. Yeah, this one we'll keep. We keep this? For the turn 2 play? No, we're just putting it at the bottom. I'd rather just draw land. Or any other card, pretty much. Looks like we're both missing colors. I guess this turn we use our mana the best if we play the retreat. And next turn we can play Angelic Gift. I guess I could have waited for after combat. It doesn't matter that much if he's tapped out. Ooh, he drew a second color. And another flyer. Alright. Alright. Do we draw our color? Ooh, we draw a nice card. We drew a nice card. I guess, I should tap my, it doesn't really matter. Alright. That ain't bad. Alright. Well, things are looking up now. I'm attacking. I don't care. Easy block. Easy attack. Easy block. So he's representing some kind of bump spell. Could be like a reproach or yeah. I'm just gonna block and make him do it. This is not prime for a game plan anyway, and it does make him use some mana, so it's gonna be harder for him to develop the board here. And we're about to get our main plan moving along on the next turn. Hopefully he does not have a counter spell. That would be real unfortunate. So we are in line to deal a crap load of damage next turn. It'd probably just win, barring some kind of counterspell or fog or something. Probably just win if we draw land. Alright. Land? Inspired Charge. Yeah, I guess we would rather play the Warcaller this turn. No. So Warcaller puts an extra body on the board. Though Inspire Charge, if we go Inspire Charge, we can actually play Call next turn. I mean, putting Warcaller, it doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna play Warcaller. We'll still have Inspire Charge in hand. We could play Call after, but we sack a token to make 2 untap tokens. I'd rather play this through a counterspell now. Because if he doesn't have an actual answer to it, like a land just repeats the effect next turn by itself. We actually might want to think about leaving a Scion back, just because, let's see, what, we're threatening 15 damage, which is not lethal, so he could, like, say he has the Fog, which we did, when we did pass one this draft, if he has the Fog, our next attack's not lethal, and if we take damage from the 3/3, he will have lethal flyers. So I like to keep I think I like keeping a sign back. We know we have Inspired Charge, or like a land is like Inspired Charge next turn. So like we're gonna win on our next attack if he doesn't have Fog. We don't want to lose if he straight up lose if he does have it. Okay, well he blocked the lead, but which either means he doesn't have Fog in his hand, or because we kept the blocker back, he decided to just prevent some damage. But now he can't really add a threat and have fog. I don't think there's much else that beats us. Well, we didn't draw a land, so he could have a counterspell or he could have. Let's see. We're attacking for one less than lethal because we didn't attack last turn. Funnily enough. But we don't die to the crackback to fog anyway, unless he has another awaken spell. We're in trouble if he has another awaken spell anyway. So I'm just trying to figure out whether we want to play Inspired Charge pre-combat or not. He could have Royal's Retribution. Let's see. What does Royal's Retribution do if we pre-combat the Warcaller? The Inspired Charge. He can pick off any 2 creatures, and we're still lethal. And then we can actually cast a call to get untapped creatures. Unless he kills both Scions? That seems unlikely, though. We could pre-combat call. I'm just trying to play around as much as possible here. I think we likely win, but I guess we also have Crack Spawning Bed. Alright, I think we just attack everyone first and see what he has. Well, no, that's not true, because we have to cast Inspired Charge. Okay, we just Inspired Charge now. We have to cast it, or it's not lethal. So he gets to respond with Royal's Retribution, if he has that. So I guess we lose to Royal's Retribution plus, or we lose to Fog plus, no, we don't lose to Fog, so he does have the Fog. We're still not dead to that, and we are going to put in 2 untapped blockers into play just to play around another Awaken spell. But now we kind of have to hit a land or an ally to have lethal next turn. Alright. I wonder if we would have been able to keep Inspired Charge. I don't think so. If he would go to 1. It's not like we would have Burn in our deck. He would go to 1 and just save Encircling Fissure. So we still have to cast the Inspired Charge. We've a lot of outs. But unless he has something to actually push through a 2 Scions here. If he's doing that and he probably has to stay back with a flyer, then oh, he's not staying back with a flyer. Yeah, I guess he's just, yeah, he's admitting he's dead too. a land or an ally here. We don't have lethal though, unless we hit one. Well, okay, I mean, we didn't hit one, but... we didn't hit one, but that actually still helps. Question is, do we attack here? I think so. We want to make sure even with a bad draw next turn we win. I mean, it probably get. I mean, it might give him extra outs. Like a Royal's Retribution might be okay now for him. I'm gonna do it now. I don't want to get counterspelled if he draws one. I guess it's minor note. It's better not to give him life gain if he draws enchantment removal. Pretty interesting game by the end here. So I guess by losing our Warcaller, we might have given him an out with Royal's Retribution if we draw an ally instead of a land. He's staying back. That's very good news for us. And we are just attacking with the team. Because drawing a land means we... Oh no! Shit. I meant to pump. I hope it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I mean, him not attacking meant that we're not... Even if he has something here, we're not dead on the crackback. But we definitely wanted to pump our team there. Whew, that was actually quite close by the end there. He had the fog. I mean, just in case, like, you know, I was, and you know, we might have won either way there, the way it panned out, but it definitely is worth thinking about what they could have, what they can have. So he had the fog there. We were talking about the fog, and you might have been sick of hearing about, oh, he might have fog or he might have Royal's Retribution. But, you know, if you can afford to, sometimes it's like if it doesn't change the math by too much or by anything at all, like you want to keep these cards in mind. So actually, I do think it was relevant because if he had the fog all along there, not leaving a Scion back, he very easily could have set himself up to win by instead of blocking with his land, which he did. Had we not left the sign back, I don't know if he would have blocked there. Or at least I don't know if he might have blocked anyway, but I don't think it would have been correct to block if he had the fog. Because he might have been able to sneak in a win. Or force a block with our Warcaller and then win. So, yeah, definitely worth thinking about these things. Anyway, you can shut off this video now and wait for the next one.